Amara wiped sweat from her brow with the back of her hand, her face glowing from the heat. She was young, barely in her 20s, with gentle eyes that seemed to carry more kindness than the world deserved. Her stall was small, her earnings smaller, but she never complained. Just a few feet away, slouched against a wall, sat a beggar. His shirt was torn at the sleeves, his trousers stained beyond recognition. A rusty tin cup rattled faintly in his hands each time he stretched it out to passers-by. Most people hissed at him, some kicked dust in his direction. But not Amara. She tore a steaming cob from the grill, fanned it briefly, and walked over. "Here," she said softly, placing it into his hands. "Eat before it gets cold." The beggar looked at her, his dark eyes unreadable. "You give me every day," he murmured. "Don't you ever get tired?" Amara smiled faintly. "If I were sitting where you are, wouldn't I want someone to feed me?" He lowered his gaze. "Thank you, Amara." "Look at her," one woman hissed from a neighboring stall, her arms folded. "Always wasting corn on that ragged beggar." Another trader snorted. "Instead of saving her money, she's feeding useless people. No wonder she's still here roasting corn like her mother before her." Laughter followed, sharp and cruel. Even some customers smirked as they collected their change. But Amara only smiled and kept roasting. Inside, though, her heart ached. Why was kindness something to be mocked? One evening, as the market began to thin and the sky glowed orange, the beggar rose shakily to his feet. He shuffled toward Amara, his tin cup dangling loosely. "Amara," he said, his voice rough but steady, "I have nothing to give you. No money, no house, not even decent clothes. But, if you'll have me, will you be my wife?" The corn slipped from her hand and landed in the dust. For a moment, silence. Then, uproar. The traders burst into laughter so loud it drowned the sound of the street. "Marriage!" one man barked. "A beggar wants to marry a corn seller!" a woman shrieked, clutching her stomach as she laughed. Some customers clapped mockingly. "Give him roasted corn for bride price," they jeered. Amara's face burned. She looked at the beggar's eyes. They were calm, unwavering, waiting for her answer. Her lips parted, but no words came. The next morning, the market was alive as usual when the sound of a car horn split the air. Heads turned. A sleek black SUV rolled to a stop right in front of Amara's stall. From it stepped a tall young man in a crisp white shirt and polished shoes. His hair was trimmed, his skin clean, his posture regal. The market froze. "Who is this?" someone whispered. The young man smiled, his gaze fixed only on Amara. Slowly, he walked toward her stall. Gasps filled the air as recognition dawned. "It's him, the beggar!" a woman shouted, nearly dropping her tray of oranges. The man stopped before Amara, his voice clear. "My name is Chaik. I am not a beggar. I disguised myself to find a woman who would love me for who I am, not for what I have. And you, Amara, fed me when others spat at me. You gave me kindness when I had nothing. You are the woman I've been searching for." He knelt. A velvet box appeared in his hand. Inside, a diamond ring glittered like fire in the sun. "Will you marry me?" Mouths hung open. Some traders dropped their wares. Those who had mocked Amara the loudest stood frozen, shame washing over their faces. Amara's knees trembled. She stared at the ring, then at Chaik. Her heart pounded in her chest. You tested me," she whispered, her voice breaking. Chaik nodded. "Yes. And you passed." The crowd leaned forward, breathless. What would she say? Tears filled Amara's eyes. She remembered the whispers, the laughter, the insults she endured just for giving corn to a man everyone despised. Yet here he was, the same man, but different, revealing a truth brighter than she imagined. Her hand shook as she lifted it. "Yes, Chaik," she whispered. "I will marry you." The market erupted in shouts, some cheering, some crying, some hiding their faces in shame. Chaik slipped the ring onto her finger and pulled her close. The beggar was gone. The love remained. At their introduction ceremony weeks later, Amara stood beside Chaik, dressed like a queen. The same traders who mocked her were now guests at her feast, bowing their heads in respect. She raised her glass and spoke. Never despise the weak. You don't know who they truly are, or what tomorrow holds. Silence fell. Everyone remembered. Everyone learned. That was how Amara, the corn seller by the roadside, became the wife of a wealthy man, not because of riches, but because of a heart that chose kindness when the world chose cruelty. Moral lessons. Never despise the poor or weak. Every person has hidden value and a future only God knows. True kindness expects nothing in return, yet it often brings the greatest rewards. Mocking others reveals more about your character than theirs. Wealth and status may disguise themselves, but a good heart will always be recognized. Love built on kindness and sincerity is stronger than love built on riches. Is it truly good to be kind to everyone? Drop your thought on the comment section and don't forget to share and follow.